Hello guys, in this video we'll talk about the different levels of pin escapes. Escaping pins is something that I really enjoy, and the more I was escaping pins from my teammates, the harder it was becoming, so I had to come up with more and more ways. So let's talk about the first level, which is pretty simple. Actually, there's a video already on my channel that you can look, and it's about getting framed from side control and just push. Once you get framed, you get away their wedges so they cannot hug you anymore, you just push. So you can watch the video, but it's something like this. So my partner is in side control, he has an underhook, he has a crossface, and the first level is about regaining somehow your frames inside so that you can get his wedge away, and then from there is an easy push to get your frames back in and regain your guard. The second level is a bit different. We don't go anymore just getting free, but what we start doing is we start countering. So the second level is about getting underhook or reverse underhook for a dogfight or octopus guard. So once I regain my inside position and I free my elbow, from here, sit down, from here I can start going for the underhook. Now, once you get your underhook here, the problem is that it's hard to push towards the right. He's too strong. So if he holds me tight and I push towards the right, I'm stuck. So we always push towards our head like a Superman punch. We also use our legs to help us. And once we get that, it's actually easy to get back on top and start taking dogfight. You may have a wizard on me. So from here we start with the classic sweeps. You can also attack the shoulder, etc., etc. Now, this concept of having underhooks. Oh, sorry, we go for the reverse underhook. So, I can do the same thing. Right, I can get my frame inside and get free. But this time, it goes for a reverse crossface. Okay, and it's hard to get the underhook on that side. So we get the underhook, the reverse underhook on this side, and we build height straight away. And then you can also watch my Octopus video. From here we can start taking it back. We lift him up, and then again, start attacking, and we have the back. So recapping, the first level is to get your frame inside and push away. The second level is to get your frame inside and how you have opportunities for underhook or reverse underhook. Let's talk about the third level, and that was where I was having problem, and I came up with this kind of strategy, and it's to use turtle to regain your underhooks. And we can also make the same process for an underhook or reverse underhook. Of course, there is a risk of headlocks, and we're gonna see also how to counter those, but there's a video on my YouTube channel, free to watch. I'm gonna put all these links in my description, okay? So, let's say Liam has passed me, on the other side, so we maintain the same side. And I managed to get my frames inside, and rightly so, it will switch to north-south. So when it switches to north-south, as you can see, your underhook are not as effective. So usually what I do is very hard to stop somebody to turn in, and I try to tie myself to go into turtle. And from here, I will get an head-on headlock. Now from here, I'll hold your hands, it's fine. Now from here, we get on the shoulder to get the underhook on the side of the arm he has under my armpit. So what does it mean to have an arm under my armpit? It means that he's giving me an underhook, a potential underhook. Now just going on your shoulder, like so, is not enough. You will get finished, okay? You don't want to do that. As you get up, you approach your partner and start dropping in. As you drop, you go and grab the ankle. But at the same time, as I said before, you want to push his head towards your head. So I use my arm, the elbow under his armpit, to push him forward. Here. And once we get him here, we get our underhook, and we gain the leg, and now we're in a good position to attack. And by going by the same principle. If he goes behind my back, boom. Usually what I do, I wait for him to decide for to go for a seatbelt. And usually the seatbelt in the near side goes above my shoulder. And again, as the concept of going above my head, under my armpit with his arm, gives me an underhook on this side, as you can see, a reverse underhook. So what I do to make this sure that this works, I will bring my knee behind his knee. And now from here, as I drop towards him, I bring my arm across. Now, two things can happen. If he lets me go to put his hand on the floor and balance himself, I will pick up and start going, stand your knees please, and start going behind him to get his back. Okay? If he doesn't let go to hold me, that gives me a sweep. And it's a sweep that I tested in competition, so I trust it. So as I bring my knee behind this, he doesn't want to let me go. I bring and go here, and now I'm in a good position. And I didn't get my back taken, and I'm out of the pin. So, recapping, he has me inside control. Level 1, I get my inside position. There are many ways you can do it. As I get free from the wedge, I push and regain my guard. Level 2, again I will work to get my friends inside, and I start attacking for dogfight. And if I bring his arm on the other side, start attacking for Octopus and take his back. Level number 3, as you transition to north-south, as I get my inside position, transition north-south, I turn to turtle and I look for where he has the arm under the armpit. I drop in, lift him up, and get my position. If it goes behind my back from turtle, I wait for him to establish a seatbelt and go. If he doesn't let go, I sweep him. If he puts his hand on the floor to stop the sweep, I start turning the corner and attack. Worst case scenario, he may disengage and get back in guard. Now, we first said, in case he goes for a headlock, what should we do? There's a full video on my YouTube, but I'll give you a small tip. When somebody grabs your head and the headlock is locked, don't try to hold his hand to get yourself free, unless you can prevent his hands to connect. You want to misalign his waist from yours. So what you need to finish the headlock, quoting John Danaher, he needs his waist in front of mine. What I need is his waist away from mine. So if he gets me in a headlock and he drops to finish me, do a guillotine please, whatever you want to do. As he drops to finish me, all I need to do is to point my hips away from his, and then from there we start freeing ourselves. So as long as you can respect the principle, you should be safe from headlocks. And of course, nothing is impossible to get. No move is perfect, not to get finished, but that gives you a very good chance to get free, so it can make you more confident in applying these escapes. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. More videos to come.